How's it going, YouTube? Here we are in Solvang to ride the trolley.
However you want to do it.
It's all decked out for the 4th of July.
I would say, you know what? If I don't have it in my account, I don't need to buy it.
So I'm going to use my credit card for the hotel up in
We get the trolley to ourselves. Okay, we are now leaving on the Solvang Trolley. Here I am in the foamer's seat.
So, should we do it?
How many we have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I was talking about Fernando Valenzuela. He wrecked his shoulders pretty early.
Yeah, they do. They didn't realize that.
Pitchers don't like to use his pitch, which was the screwball pitch anymore, because it's not good
On their body, yeah.
Yeah.
So, here we go. I'd like to.
All right.
I'd like to say good afternoon. I'll turn my mic on.
That's you.
Good afternoon and welcome aboard. My name is Denise and we have Cowboy that's in charge of the trolley today. We're going to be talking about Solvang. We're going to be talking about the architectural features that we have, about the history as well as some of the stories I'm going to be pointing out. Right now we are on 2nd Street and we're going to be turning on to Copenhagen. And Copenhagen is one of the 2 streets that go east-west in our little town. The other one's Mission, and we'll get to Mission in just a moment or two. Now, at one time, Copenhagen was our main street, but over the years and the growth of our little town, most people now think of Mission as our main street. First architectural feature I really want to point out to you is what looks like wood on the side of our building. It's actually concrete. We have artisans that come in and they actually make the concrete look like wood. The reason we do that is because of our weather. It can be over 105 during our summer months, especially August. And then during the winter, it can be down to 20 degrees. If indeed it was actual wood, it would start to rot and crack after a while. So the maintenance-wise and for aesthetics-wise, it's best to use the concrete. One of my favorite stores that we have is called the Spice Merchant. Yes, I'm local. I love to bake. I love to barbecue. And if I need a fresh spice, I walk up to the Spice Merchant. In fact, last year, I actually gave their spices as cookie stuffers. It was really amazing because all my friends said it's something we can use right now and not have to put it in the corner and forget about it. It is right there. Hey, if you go in, tell them the trolley sent you. And now I'm going to go over a little bit of the history here. Back in the mid-1800s to the early 1900s, just about 300,000 people decided to migrate to the United States from Denmark. And when they got here, they went to the upper Midwest region, which is basically snow country. When they got there, they realized that they were in snow country, and they thought, this is not what we wanted.
Are they putting in an arcade? Putting an arcade in there.
So they sent out 3 people from their little community to look for the perfect valley.
That'll be fun. Doesn't look like it's open yet, and it's still got the sign for the deli, but yeah, they're YouTube. I'm a big fan of arcades.
When they founded this little town, they called it Solvang. And Solvang, when you translate it, actually means sunny field. So we are founded in agriculture. If you go just a couple of miles outside of our main district here, you're going to find a lot of wonderful vineyards, as well as orchards and seasonal vegetables. When everyone got here, they basically built their homes with what was available. And what was available was going to be wood, the building, or brick. It has stayed a sleepy little town from 1948, 1949. That's when a lot of the veterans actually came home from World War II. They had seen Denmark and they wanted to recreate the magic of Denmark here in their hometown. It took them over 20 years to achieve their goal and their vision. Their vision is what you're visiting today, and what I always say I'm very lucky to live in. And I like to say this is my little Danish Disneyland. You're going to notice that we have very steep roofs throughout the town. That's because in Denmark it snows. When you're in snow country, you have to have a steep roof or else the snow could actually do damage to the building. So ironically, we don't have snow here. Only twice in the past 100 years have we had any kind of snow that actually stayed on the ground floor. but we do get snow up on our beautiful mountains every winter.
Radon solution. So it must be a radon detector.
In just a moment, we're going to turn onto this thing called mission.
Stop.
It's called mission because it's
Oh,
California. And each one is just about a 1 to 2 day ride away from each other. That is, if you're on horseback. Back in the day when horse was your mode of transportation, people knew they could go from mission to mission. They knew they'd have a safe place to stay, a hot meal, as well as a safe place for their horses. Now, our mission Santinez, is, well, it's a working church. There aren't that many. There are still working churches here in California. I always like to point out that it has beautiful murals on the walls and a wonderful rose garden that surrounds the mission itself. If you have a chance, go over and check it out because it really is beautiful. Now this is the main artery that goes to the whole valley floor. It starts over in Vandenberg and ends up at the 154 or the San Marcos Pass, that very windy pass that goes over to Santa Barbara. I just like to let everyone know that the 154 is indeed closed right now. So if you need to go south, please go towards Gilson and then get on the 101 southbound to head south towards Santa Barbara. Now, Vandenberg is home of the
a big
Space Force,
bopper.
which is where Elon Musk sets off all of his rockets, his Falcon 9s. And here in Solvang, we have a wonderful view of every single launch. In fact, we can hear the ignition of the rocket starting to take off. We get the sonic boom, and we also get the wonderful plumes that are placed up in the air. It really is an exciting sight. You can always get online and look for Vandenberg's flight launch schedule. And if you want to come back, it really is an amazing sight to see those Falcon 9s take off.
There's the big windmill.
Yep.
It's the brewery. You should go there again sometime.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
They have some Danish stuff, but not like the bit of Denmark.
Now we do have a lot of bakeries throughout the town. We have 7 of them to be exact. All bakeries are absolutely amazing with their wonderful pastries and Danish that they bring for us. I always tell people the best way to see our little town is to literally do a walking tour of bakeries. And that way you can sample all the wonderful bakeries and cookies and Danishes that they have to offer.
That's a shuttle bus.
Now we are getting a little more traffic than we would normally because of the construction on the 154. So there is a little bit of traffic. I always say, well, I'll take this traffic any day compared to the traffic that we have on our 101 or even the 405.
405 is the worst.
It's gotten a little better.
Yeah, widening has made it a little better.
Up the street on Adderday, you're going to find the elementary school as well as the middle school on the same spot as the original elementary school. And then there is a beautiful blue restaurant right next to the school. When the Danish came here, well, they built themselves a wonderful church to worship at because they were in French. You're going to see that we fly the flag of Denmark.
King Frederick, we've stayed there.
That white flag. That flag is the
Not a
over
fancy
800 years
hotel.
Over the
In fact, the one we're staying at now is better.
There's a lot
we
of
have
ways to do
another car park right there. And right next to
There's
the
a transit bus.
It's the yellow building.
Santa Ynez Transit.
Again.
Just want to show you we got it.
Is our little town park. Inside you're going to see the most famous Christian Andersen, the gentleman who wrote a lot of fairy tales. He wrote The Princess and the Pea, The Little Mermaid, as well as one that we know of as Frozen. But the actual title is The Snow Queen. And then we have our gazebo in our park. Now, during the Christmas season, that gazebo is just full of lights.
There's Hans
In
Christian
fact, the whole
Andersen.
town is just full of lights and laughter. Every tree in our business section will have fairy lights on it, as well as garland on most of those signposts. Most merchants will have their trees out front. In fact, Wesley Magazine has said that we are in the top 10 places to come visit for the Christmas season, just because, well, we do Christmas over the top.
Irish Tavern.
We're going to be stopping.
And that's an Italian restaurant. Gecko.
Wonderful brass bells. 6 of them.
Actually, I think it's Getcho. Getcho.
We do very gently.
Isn't double C the CH sound?
So you know exactly what time it is.
Getcho, yeah.
Getcho, yeah.
Getcho.
Oh, CH is C. Oh, yeah. Yeah, double C. Cappuccino.
Coming up on the corner is a very
a
interesting
K
route
sound in this.
or 3. Now, that's what makes that wonderful route. And once in a while, you'll see people up there, and they'll be raking it or pulling it. And anything
I guess they only do dinner, no lunch.
There's
people out there.
What it's supposed to do.
No, that's Panino. That's the other
And then on the other
restaurant.
side, you're going to see the Red Shoe. Right across
That's the
street.
Copenhagen House, where they have the Viking
Since
Museum.
1964. It's a great place.
I might do a little video tour of the Viking Museum. It's not going to be a big one.
Copenhagen House. We have the three
kinda
founding
interesting,
fathers
though.
stand proud right out front. They are carved out of wood. There's a Viking museum as well as an amber information and Legos, which are not an American toy. So go
The
check out
Lego
stores
Museum,
in
yes.
Copenhagen House.
I've been in the
Up in the
Lego.
rafters of that little building, you're going to see little tiny houses. Well, those houses are for the fairies and Nisas, as well as the little people up here. Tradition tells us that we have to have fairy houses, Nisas houses, throughout the town so that they don't come into our own home. Heaven forbid you get any kind of fairies with their mischief going on within our own house, because they have a tendency to like to take your sunglasses, your keys, or even your change. There are 32, again, throughout the town. Right over there, you're going to see that spiral, and then the statue of the 4 dragons.
Oh,
That represents the
I can't
nations
see
that
it.
actually went to the stock exchange at one time. And then that spiral going up just to all round together, making sure they're working as one.
Let me see if I
for the
can
good
get a
of the stock
shot of
exchange in Copenhagen. Now, how many people remember the Sears department store?
I do.
Well, there's a little Sears house right over here. That was one. It was actually bought in 1930 for just
It's
about
Sears
$200.
house.
The people
yeah.
went to Sears, they got rid of the house.
You had to
Sears
assemble
shipped it
it.
to them, but it wasn't a big house to ship. It was all in pieces. So
Is that the Sears
people
house?
actually
Where's
had to build the
Sears
house
house? Jason?
themselves.
Which one?
You could have bought a house in Sears until
It was back there.
as small as 1,000 square feet, or actually as large as 5,000 square feet. And then coming up on the corner is a wonderful adobe house. It's one of the original adobe structures to our little valley here. Now, adobe is mud that they got from the riverbank. They put it in molds and dried it out. Again, this house is over 100 years old. Because of the maintenance and the sealing they did of the bricks, that house is just as beautiful today as it was 100 years ago.
Oh, that's an Adobe house.
This is the one she was talking.
And if you look at the window sill there, you realize how thick those bricks really are. Right in front of us is an oak tree. It's a red oak tree. Estimated age of that tree is well over 250 years old. Instead of chopping it down, you put the tree around it, and it seemed very happy to be where it's at. We just now turned on to Oak Street. And we're going to make a left-hand turn onto Alice Hall. Alice Hall is a great view because of the wonderful bakeries, the shops, as well as restaurants that are located upon this street.
A cork. I'd like to stay there again. But I guess Svensgaard's a better deal.
We'll do that again.
There's a courtyard coming up, and I want to point out the dolphin bench. Now, the
Where's
dolphin bench is
the
actually
windmill?
carved with a chainsaw as one of
The
our
big
big
windmill.
celebration. It's going to be on the left-hand side. And then on the right, well, that's our post office coming up. And a series of
Post office.
2,100 permanent residents. You have the large windmill, the largest that we have coming up. And behind the windmill,
And behind it, you'll find the pizza tower.
Well, that brown building is actually an
It's actually a creation of an observatory in
the original one was built in
Denmark.
1642, still being used as an observatory today. Ours was built in the 60s, is now part of Pizza. Again, wonderful shops here. We have the cheese shops, we have bakeries, as well as wonderful restaurants. Now, if you're looking for a restaurant that has authentic food, you can always check out the Red Viking just a few doors down on Copenhagen.
We had breakfast and lunch.
Solvang Bakery is actually the oldest bakery. They are closed today, but they'll be open tomorrow. And I hope that you get to visit them and sample some of their wonderful pastries. You're going to see a wall right there. Well, that wall actually belongs to the mission. And little walkways that you can get through to go check out the beautiful mission.
Oh, there's a mission
We should tour the mission sometime.
Yeah, we did once. Haven't been a long time.
Well, we went to the
We're turning
Oh,
to the left
gift
of here,
shop.
but if you could go
We
to
went
the
through
right,
the mission. I don't know
about
if you were
10
on that
miles
trip.
down,
I could through once.
it's going to be
I don't think I was.
Lake Katuma, a beautiful
There's our hotel.
that's maintained
Oh,
by
yeah.
our Forest Service Department.
Yeah,
Wonderful camping can
There's
be
our
had at Lake
car.
Katuma, but I do always have to warn people, don't swimming because it is.
YouTube, you're wondering why I'm using the camcorder instead of the GoPro, because the reason is I don't think my computer can handle a 20-minute 4K video. Also, I don't want the GoPro to fall out and get broken.
We'll have the GoPro later.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the GoPro for Santa Clara.
This left-hand turn is going to take us right past the Little Mermaid statue. She's 1/2 size of the original that was given to us by the people of Denmark.
The Little Mermaid is all decked out for the 4th.
I have a
Right next to our Little Mermaid is the restaurant.
not sure where it is.
It's a great place if you're looking for Americana food. They too will give you a discount for your trolley ticket. Coming up is going to be the Museum of Constitution Anderson. Now it is located inside the book loft, which has been in Solvang for over 50 years. They have copies of the original stories, the way that Constitution Anderson wrote them, not the way that we remember them from Disney and the Silver Spring.
Yeah, they're different.
Mm-hmm. Well,
As you
Brecky's.
drive
We've
along
been
the
there.
town, you're going to notice a lot of wine tasting rooms.
The one corporate place, or the two corporate places in all of town, Subway and Domino's. Ooh, I smell a skunk.
Maybe.
I always want to point attention to the wood that's on top of the roof over on the left-hand side. It's called cross-thatching. It is to represent the Christian cross. So what it is doing, lifting the roof, the building, and those who work right there within. And that is not a recent architectural design that you find in Denmark. It's about 1.5 to 2 centuries ago. Another feature you're going to see throughout the town are the birds on our roof. Well, those birds are storks. If a stork landed on your roof and it built a nest and you're in Denmark, that means that you're going to have prosperity and abundance. We don't have storks here, so we have beautiful reproduction throughout the town on our roofs. And you can see a great reproduction of the real estate office on the corner.
Yeah, store company.
If you are looking for an ATM, here's the bank that's going to be coming on the right-hand side.
Kelly's Bank.
You're going to see more cloud dashing on the building on the corner, as well as the white windmill that sits at the base of the brewing company. A few doors down, you're going to find Olson's Bakery. Olson's Bakery is the second oldest bakery we do have in town. Now when the Olsons migrated here, they brought their recipe for their butter cookies with them. Their cookies are absolutely amazing. And you can eat them alone, just by themselves, or you can eat them with a cup of coffee, tea, or even a nice cold glass of milk. Now, Olson's
They have a
Bakery is the one
soda
bakery that's
fountain
continuously open
in the
till
patio.
until about
Interesting.
6:30, 7 o'clock. I should say the latest. Olson's Bakery right here to the right. Coming up now, we're going to take a turn back onto 5th Street. And we're going to take you by the Everhorn, which is a museum of solving. Unfortunately, it is closed today, but the museum grounds are absolutely wonderful. So we're going to show you the Everhorn building. It's worth it. And it's in a private residence because, well, it was once a private residence. So we're going to do a little twisting and turning to some of the older parts of town. And you can tell the age of a house by how it's designed, what it's made of, and the size of the garages. A lot of these garages are one car. I always say that back in the 30s, people would have never thought of owning more than one car per family, if a car at all. And some of these garages, well, they're small enough that you might have to deal with get out of your car if indeed you take your car in. As the on-equipment, well, we're on a trolley, one of the businesses across the business. If you'd like to buy a custom or a three-bedroom townhouse, what's the fix it upper? You're going to be looking at just about $1 million, like $1 million here in the valley. Or if you want to rent an apartment, if you're lucky,
Oh, there's the fire station.
go all the way up to 4. Now we're doing back on the second
See.
floor, and we're going to go right past the fire department. We have
Fire truck.
up there that are permanently there.
Yeah.
It is.
And behind it is a sport truck, and third truck in the driveway is the hook and ladder, which is what they use to fight building fires.
Earlier today, we were doing some training sessions with the hook and ladder, and they're always doing that here. It's great to see them out there, making sure they know how to use all these equipment safely.
Street makes a right turn, a left, abrupt left turn.
In just a few moments, we're going to turn onto
At a right angle. Left turn at a right angle.
Once again, it is closed, but the building itself is just magnificent. The gentleman who built this building was actually a mason.
There's
He made
Elverhoff.
brick and with stone. And, well, the family gave this building to the city of Solvang to create a wonderful museum. It'll be open tomorrow from about 11 to 5. Now, the original building, there is some add-on to the back, was not built with any nail screws or fasteners. And this is in the style of what, well, a farmhouse would have looked like back in Denmark. It would have been the barn, the people, and then the barn. They did that because of the severe weather they had. They had sometimes snow drifts that could be up to 10 to 12 feet high. So instead of putting their lives in peril to get to the animals, the barns were right next door. They could take care of them and give them the food and water they needed. And then I always say, well, Mother Nature sometimes has a sense of humor. A lot of the calves as well as some of the other big animals. Well, the birding season was in the height of February, basically the height of winter. This way they could get to their animals, make sure that their animals were safe during the birding season. Now this is our Everhoy. It's a wonderful museum, and it gives you the history of this valley as well as Solvang. We're going to turn back onto 2nd Street now. On our way back to the trolley stop. Now this is my public service announcement. If you need help of any kind, all you need to do is call 911 and our guys and gals at the fire department will be more than glad to respond to any of your needs. We also have a small hospital here that's associated with the larger hospital in Santa Barbara with a great emergency room. So help is there. All you need to do is ask for it.
There's the fire station.
There it is. City of Solvang.
Our city hall, right now we're passing. It's not that big.
Fire trucks. Thing.
6,100. We're coming up to the Solvang Festival here now. And we have live Broadway shows every late spring summer.
This is where Joey would
and you can
be.
see that well
Oh, yeah.
and the speakers visible because we don't have a roof on our theater. Just like Shakespeare Theater that you find in England. If you want more information, get online to the Solvang Festival Theater. I'd like to say thanks much for coming along with us on this ride on the trolley. We always love to have
Okay.
life is full of adventures and twists and turns.
It's the end of the
So just take
ride.
those twists and turns and adventure as, well, an exciting part of your day. Be safe, everyone. Walk down the stairs safely.
See you
Don't eat
all.
too many pastries. And we do have some really good chocolate around here as well. Thanks for joining us on the trolley, and thanks for joining us for this wonderful holiday season. Good day now. And we do have a tip box here.